Before the infamous Tyrannosaurus rex ruled the land, another tyrant had already set a chilling precedent. Enter the world of Daspletosaurus, the terror before the king. This fearsome king of the Cretaceous period roamed the earth some 77 million years ago, long before the T-Rex staked its claim. The Late Cretaceous was a time of giants, and the Daspletosaurus was no exception. This colossal creature was a dominant force, ruling the ecosystems of what we now know as North America. With an impressive stature and a fearsome reputation, the Daspletosaurus was a true titan of its time, a tyrant who knew no equal. But just as all reigns must come to an end, so too did the reign of the Daspletosaurus, making way for the rise of a new king, the T-Rex. Join us as we journey back in time to uncover the reign of this forgotten tyrant. The discovery of Daspletosaurus in the 1970s opened a new chapter in our understanding of Tyrannosaur evolution. As paleontologists unearthed fossils in the rugged landscapes of Montana and Alberta, they stumbled upon a predator that predated the mighty T-Rex. This was a dinosaur that had roamed the earth during the Late Cretaceous, a good 75 million years ago. The bones told a story of a ferocious predator, a tyrant dinosaur that was a force to be reckoned with. Its size and structure suggested a formidable hunter, a tyrant that ruled the land long before the infamous T-Rex. The significance of the Daspletosaurus discovery was profound. It revealed an earlier tyrannosaur, a new piece in the puzzle of dinosaur evolution. This discovery was a revelation, presenting us with a glimpse of a tyrant that ruled before the king. It was Daspletosaurus, the terror before the king, the tyrant whose legacy still echoes through time. Daspletosaurus may not have been as large as T-Rex, but it was a fearsome predator in its own right. Picture a creature that stood about 20 feet tall, its length comparable to a school bus, stretching approximately 30 feet from snout to tail. Now imagine this beast tipping the scales at an impressive 6,000 pounds. That's 3 tons of sheer predatory power. But it's not just about the size. The anatomy of Daspletosaurus tells a story of a creature perfectly designed for its predatory lifestyle. Its skull, built like a reinforced battering ram, was equipped with a set of 60 bone-crushing teeth, each one the size of a banana. These weren't just for show. They were deadly tools, capable of tearing through flesh and crunching down on bone. Let's not forget the arms. Unlike the T-Rex, Daspletosaurus had relatively large, muscular arms, each ending in a pair of sharp, curved claws. These were likely used to grapple with struggling prey, ensuring there was no escape from those lethal jaws. And then there were the legs. Powerful, robust, and built for speed, they allowed Daspletosaurus to cover ground quickly, surprising its prey and delivering that fatal bite. Despite its smaller size, Daspletosaurus was a formidable force, a powerhouse of jaws, claws, and bone-crushing teeth, a tyrant that truly ruled the Late Cretaceous long before the reign of the king, T-Rex. Daspletosaurus was more than just a predator. It was a master of the hunt. This Late Cretaceous terror was adept at stalking its prey, using the dense forests and swamps of its North American habitat as cover. Imagine a 9-meter-long, 3-ton beast silently moving through the undergrowth, its eyes trained on the unsuspecting herd of Centrosaurus grazing nearby. Daspletosaurus didn't just rely on stealth, though. It was surprisingly swift for its size, a trait that allowed it to close in on its prey with alarming speed. But the real terror was its bite. Armed with bone-crushing teeth, the bite of a Daspletosaurus was nothing short of devastating. A single snap of its jaws could shatter the bones of its prey, making escape nearly impossible. This tyrannosaur was also a strategic hunter. It knew when to strike, how to strike, and where to strike. It wasn't just about brute force, it was about the ruthless application of power, precision, and cunning. And once it had its prey in its jaws, there was little hope of escape. Daspletosaurus was a testament to the harsh realities of life in the Late Cretaceous. It was a predator perfectly adapted to its environment, a creature whose hunting prowess was unparalleled in its time. With its remarkable hunting abilities, Daspletosaurus was a terror to its prey. Daspletosaurus shared its world with a diverse array of prehistoric creatures. The Cretaceous period was a time of extraordinary biodiversity, with a myriad of species coexisting, competing, and co-evolving in a complex, dynamic ecosystem. The landscape was dominated by large herbivores, including the horned dinosaurs, like Centrosaurus, with its distinctive frill and large nasal horn. These formidable beasts, despite their size and armament, often fell prey to the Daspletosaurus. In contrast, the gentle duck-billed giants like Maiasaura grazed peacefully on vegetation, their beaks adapted to strip leaves from trees and ferns. These dinosaurs were a spectacle of nature, their communities bustling with activity as they migrated in search of fresh pastures. Yet under the watchful gaze of the Daspletosaurus, life was never peaceful for long. Other predators, too, roamed these lands. Smaller carnivores like the Dromaeosaurus, with their sharp claws and keen senses, scavenged and hunted in the shadow of the tyrant. Life in the Cretaceous was a constant dance between predator and prey, a cycle of life and death, where survival was the ultimate prize. It was a world of giants, of fearsome predators and majestic herbivores, a world where Daspletosaurus was the undisputed ruler. In this land of constant conflict, with its diverse and vibrant cast of prehistoric creatures, Daspletosaurus stood as the reigning tyrant. It was a world where the strong thrived, and the strongest of them all was the Daspletosaurus, the terror before the king. Even among tyrants, competition was fierce. The Late Cretaceous was not a place for the faint of heart. The landscape was teeming with formidable predators, each vying for the same resources. Among these was Gorgosaurus, a swift and agile hunter that shared the stage with Daspletosaurus. Gorgosaurus and Daspletosaurus, both tyrannosaurs, were likely in direct competition. They hunted the same prey, stalked the same forests, and claimed the same territory. But how did they coexist? Did they avoid each other, or did they engage in epic face-offs, each trying to prove its dominance? Paleontologists theorize that these titans may have had fierce battles, engaging in a deadly dance of power and survival. Imagine the scene. Two massive predators, their powerful jaws filled with razor-sharp teeth, locked in a battle of strength and cunning. Such confrontations would not have been for the faint of heart. They were brutal, perhaps even fatal. But in the brutal world of the Cretaceous, such displays of power were necessary. For Daspletosaurus, every day was a fight for survival, a constant struggle to prove its dominance. In the ruthless world of the Cretaceous, survival was a game of dominance. Daspletosaurus, despite its power and ferocity, was not immune to this rule. It had to fight, not just for its meals, but for its very existence. And in this cruel world, only the strongest could claim the title of tyrant. Daspletosaurus was more than just a tyrant. It was a crucial step in the evolution of T-Rex. This formidable dinosaur, with its bone-crushing teeth and surprising speed, was the harbinger of the terror that would later be known as Tyrannosaurus rex. The Late Cretaceous period was a time of rapid evolution and change. It was in this crucible of survival that Daspletosaurus carved out its niche. It wasn't just a predator, it was a pioneer, testing the boundaries of what it meant to be a tyrannosaur. With each passing generation, the Daspletosaurus honed its skills, adapted to its environment, and overcame the challenges of its time. It was this continuous evolution that paved the way for the emergence of its more famous successor. The evolutionary journey of the Daspletosaurus was a testament to the relentless force of nature. Each adaptation, each improvement, each survival strategy was a stepping stone towards the creation of the ultimate predator. And so, when we look back at the legacy of Daspletosaurus, we see more than just a fearsome dinosaur. We witness a crucial chapter in the story of evolution itself, a story that culminated in the reign of the iconic Tyrannosaurus rex. Daspletosaurus was not merely a predecessor, but a prototype of the ultimate predator. In the shadow of T-Rex, the legacy of Daspletosaurus often goes unnoticed. But this terror of the Late Cretaceous was a force to be reckoned with, showcasing a formidable anatomy and ruthless hunting abilities. It thrived in an ecosystem teeming with horned dinosaurs and duck-billed giants, asserting its dominance in a world of constant conflict. A prototype of the ultimate predator, Daspletosaurus paved the way for the reign of T-Rex. Though its reign has long since ended, the legacy of Daspletosaurus, the tyrant before the king, continues to echo through time.
Thanks for watching.